Saba Hamed helps where she can and assists refugees independently. This is her parents' house in Ceuta, the Spanish exclave in northern Africa. And her door is open to anyone.
The people sleep outside on the beaches or roam the city aimlessly. They build themselves shacks. It's terrible.
Ceuta is a little peninsula along the Moroccan coast. Asylum seekers view the Spanish territory as a stepping stone to Europe. But most of them end up stuck here. They're rarely granted asylum, especially Moroccans. So they scrape by somehow, living on the streets. In her house, Saba has put together donated clothes. The undocumented migrants can take whatever they need, shower and eat. And Bilal Hanouti is here every day. The 21-year-old immigrated from the Moroccan city of Tangier.
I want to work here and help my family escape poverty. My mother is sick.
But the border is sealed in both directions. Morocco closed it in 2020 when the COVID crisis began. Then in May of this year, there was a desperate rush to the border. In the span of a day, 8,000 Moroccans rushed across to Spain. Many swam along the coast to Ceuta, and the Moroccan authorities did nothing to stop them. The events shocked Saba Hamed, who speaks both Spanish and Arabic. She feels at home in both worlds. She runs a clothing store and has customers and suppliers across the border.
When we saw the people swimming here through the sea, we were afraid of what else might happen.
Many residents of Ceuta now feel threatened by makeshift camps and beggars, and by Morocco itself. They say the neighbor country is putting pressure on Spain.
It was the literal definition of an invasion. There's no other word to describe it.
No upstanding citizen should be against immigration, but the laws have to be respected.
According to the laws, the Moroccans are actually required to return home. And since they know that, they prefer to hide under the concrete slabs of a wave breaker instead of go to special halls the city has set up for them. Yassine Chakran says they're afraid of being deported if they fall into the authorities' hands, and they've sacrificed too much to take that risk.
Many of my friends died in accidents, on the run, and in stabbings.
While dinner is being prepared, Saba distributes medicines the asylum seekers can't afford. She encourages illegal immigrants to return to Morocco on their own rather than be stuck in overcrowded Ceuta.
They were unemployed and living in dire straits back home. But no one forced them to come here either. No one put a gun to their head and said, "Go to Ceuta."
Up to 450 asylum seekers an evening get their fill eating at Saba Hamed's. Some of the food is donated, and there are a few migrant helpers too, including Bilal Hanouti. He wants to be of use. He desperately wants to stay in Europe.
If they deport us to Morocco, I just try again, with everything in my power. I hope and pray Spain will help us.
The next day, Saba Hamed is out and about, handing out COVID masks to the undocumented migrants. It breaks her heart to witness their struggle to stay in Europe.
It makes me want to cry. I'm so sorry to witness all this. All these young people longing for a better future, for themselves and their parents. They all just want a better life.
They yearn to live on the other side. Ceuta, this piece of Spain in northern Africa, is just 15 kilometers from the European mainland. But for most of these asylum seekers, it's an impossible distance to cover.